Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 12 of the Together We Grow podcast. My name is Paul Main, and I'm here with Tamer.
Hi, everybody.
And today we are going to talk about the post-sales slump that everybody gets. And this is, when I say post-sales, I mean after Christmas rush, after Q4. When you go into Q1, January, February, March, it's always a slump in sales, isn't it? So after the festive period, that's when we've found there's always been a real slump. And but over the years, we've managed to find out different ways of getting around that to make sure that they are still successful. And that's the kind of stuff we're going to share with you today.
Yep, so we're going to talk about our seasonal slump strategic ways to get around it.
Absolutely right. So shall we crack on?
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay, we are now on episode 12, and this time we're talking about all things seasonal slumps, aren't we?
We are, yeah. So this is after the Christmas festive period. When you move into Q1, January, February, March, it's always a dip in sales in the home fragrance industry.
Typically, most people know already that the home fragrance industry comes to life in Q4, doesn't it? Like autumn, winter is a real big bang for the home fragrance industry. So this is now just going over that crest and then how to deal with it afterwards, essentially.
Yeah, and that coupled with the fact that we have Christmas and Black Friday and all of that means that it is busy for all retailers. But there are certain things I think you can do in January to make sure you have still a successful January as well.
Yeah.
So we've got a few ideas that we're going to talk through. But before we do that, Tamer has a quote of the week, and you also have a win of the week as well, don't you? So
do.
you crack on with that then.
Okay, then I'll give you a rest for a minute. So my quote of the week this week is actually from Walt Disney. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. So I quite liked that. It actually made me think of us a little bit because, well, especially you tend to plan things and you can inevitably put off the going ahead with something, can't you? Because you're planning too much and then it just takes too much time.
That's called overthinking and procrastinating. Procrastinating because you're overthinking too much. It's if you have an idea, you kind of need to trust your instinct and act on it, because if you don't, other people will. And what happens? What happens if you overthink? The biggest loss if you procrastinate and don't go ahead with an idea is all of the opportunities you've lost whilst you are procrastinating.
Hang on, whose section is this? Whose quote of the week is this?
Well, there you go.
Okay, one quote leads to another one. I quite like that, though. Look at that teamwork. Okay, and my shout out this week goes to Tamara from Sniff's Home Fragrance. So she let us know that she has almost, hopefully by now already hit it, but she has almost hit 7,000 orders, which is a fantastic feeling, isn't it?
That's a brilliant achievement.
Congratulations, Tamara. So head over to sniffshomefragrance.co.uk.
Yeah, well done. That is a fantastic achievement. Getting your first order is a magical moment. Knowing someone has liked your product enough to part ways with their hard-earned money to get it. But for that to happen 7,000 times shows that you have a very good business there. So well done indeed.
You have a winning product.
Yes. Okay, so seasonal slumps. Let's talk about that, shall we? So there's various different things I think you could do that we did. We did a few of these, didn't we?
Yep.
And one thing, when did we do this? Last year, year before? I can't remember. But if you think about it, all of the fragrances that you get over the festive period are always the deep, heavy, typical foodie type fragrances, the festive ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
So what we did, we had like a post-Christmas detox self-care set, didn't we?
Yeah. So we did it so it was almost like wash away the festive period and start fresh. So we introduced fresh fragrances that we didn't have already. We introduced them into new product lines as well. So think about how you could possibly do that. Could you introduce some of your top clean and fresh fragrances in a different product, or could you introduce new ones? How could that work for your customers? So you want them to continue to buy something that they wouldn't necessarily
That's
get.
right. We called ours the Christmas hangover kit,
Yeah, that's really
and there was a few of the really nice fresh fragrances that you don't get around Christmas time.
good.
Didn't we have other things in there as well?
Yeah, so I was wondering if you could remember what was in it. We had 4 wax melts, 1 room spray, and a carpet freshener.
That's right, yeah. And we created it as just one gift, one little set that they could buy.
Yep, one standard product, already boxed up and in like one simple price, wasn't it?
Mm.
So nice and easily packaged,
Yeah,
and it's a product that everybody really liked, especially if you like a clean and fresh scent as well.
exactly. So that's something you could do in January is create something like that. And people do love that kind of thing. You can theme it up as like a Christmas chaos,
Yeah, that's
how
quite
how you're
nice.
getting over the Christmas chaos, New Year, new scents,
Yeah,
that kind of thing. Any kind of campaign you can do around that is washing away Christmas, welcoming in the new year. All of that kind of stuff goes well,
yeah,
doesn't it?
it does. I can just see like lots of different advertising going across my forehead as you're saying these
One
things.
thing that we have realised actually is that in this industry, certainly because that's our experience, is in January and February, people do still have money to spend,
Yeah.
but a lot of people in the home fragrance industry don't really advertise too much. They don't really have many new products. It's almost like they are suffering from a hangover from Christmas
Yeah,
themselves.
I've seen that myself where people say, "Oh, there's no point because people don't buy." It's like, well, people aren't going to buy if you don't either
Yeah,
introduce these things or tell them they need to buy them.
yeah, and they definitely do. So
Yeah, you need to continue to market even when
that's
you
right.
think it's a slump and you might not work. You have to try.
Yep. And then next up, the first real key thing that you have holiday that you have in the beginning part of the year is Valentine's.
Yeah,
So January is when you want to be launching that and getting that all set up. So that's an obvious one. Have a little gift set, have things available on their own. I mean, you can think of things that you'd want to sell.
yeah.
So create some kind of gift box around that.
A little tip of this as well. What I did a few years back was our warehouse we were in was an industrial estate, and I had some leaflets, and I went around to all the other businesses, and they were like car mechanics and things like that. So most of them have got other halves or wives and things, and then we found towards the end of the or just before Valentine's Day, they would come in and purchase the products, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because they'd left it too late.
Delivery drivers as well, give them leaflets. You think
Yeah.
about it, these people are busy people. They've got another half. And typically, it's true, isn't it? It might sound a bit stereotypical, but it is true. Most of the people that worked around us in these warehouses and delivery drivers are all men.
Very typically, yeah, very high
Yeah,
numbers of men
give
compared
them
to.
a leaflet because they want to buy something for their other half, and they will buy something from you either there
Yeah.
and then. They'll give you cash for a nice gift box. That happened to us numerous times.
We had our postman at one time. We
Mm,
had a different postman and he was on a holiday
yeah,
and he came in and purchased regularly every time he came in.
that's right. And that's stuff to do. Another thing you want to do for Valentine's is try and work out a way where you can personalize these gifts.
Personalisation is a massive
It
part of it.
can, even if the actual product itself you can't personalize, but if it's in a gift box, then even if you printed off a nice card which had the recipient's name on it, then and put that inside as they open it up, it's sat there on top. Something simple like that will go a long way. But if you can personalize a label or whatever, personalization is really key at the moment. That's a big thing. And if you can introduce that into home fragrance, you can charge a premium for that,
Yep.
but also it'll be more sought after as well because
It
it's very
certainly
unique.
will, yeah. It's the full finished article, especially with something like a Valentine's Day gift. Typically, it's 9 times out of 10 it's men that buy it, and they just want to pick it up and then hand it over almost, don't they? So
Yeah.
same with Christmas presents, isn't it?
Yeah.
They want them all completely ready to go.
Yeah. And that works really well. I'd recommend keep doing that. Try and when we first started, I remember our first couple of years, we never really did much for Valentine's.
No, we didn't.
We were kind of under the assumption that people didn't really buy for it because our customers were because we built up a Facebook group and it was all loyal repeat customers. They were all buying them for themselves.
Yeah.
So if we launched a Valentine's collection, they'd buy it for themselves.
So we didn't really hit heavy on that sort of marketing, did we?
No, but that's good because then if you do actually start targeting the gifting range as well, which is a whole different audience,
Yeah.
then that's another revenue stream. And if you could,
Mm.
if you could elaborate on that and have a full gifting range as well, which isn't for your normal customers, they will buy them for
Mm.
gifts for their. But then if you had an advertising campaign targeting a gift range,
You get new customers.
yeah, that's it. That's what you need to do. See, look at that. There's two good things there straight away we've spoken about.
Yep.
But we have some more. And one of
Even
them,
more.
you see this all the time, is a January sale. Now, I'm not a
Oh,
big fan
yeah.
of doing big sales events just for the sake of doing them. However, they do work well for clearing stock. Now, we used to do this, but we didn't do it as a January sale. We did it as a Boxing Day clearance sale. That's
Yep.
what worked for us. But you could do it as that, or you can do it in January. You can have a date, one or two key dates in January. And what we did, it wasn't a discount on our range. Here's a discount code like you would on Black Friday. It was anything that we had left over from all of the limited edition collections throughout the previous year. So anything left over from spring, autumn, winter, all of those, summer, and as well as the small limited editions that we did every now and then.
Yep. And live shops as well.
Live shops, anything that we had left over, we'd put into this one sale, discount it heavily, make sure you had accurate stock numbers on there. And that was a very good day for sales.
That was a very good day for sales. And then it was quite a nice feeling because you go back to work after your Christmas break and you've got this pile of orders to get started on, and then you can see all the people going, oh, well, this is really exciting, I'm getting my order already.
Yeah.
You're shipping it so quickly.
You kind of hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And that works well because then you're also getting that engagement on your
Yeah.
social media platforms.
And it keeps you feeling motivated, doesn't it, as well?
So if you did that at the beginning of the year, and then straight after that, a couple of weeks later, you launch your post-Christmas self-care, Christmas chaos, whatever we're calling it, set. And then towards the end of January, you're launching your Valentine's collection. Straight away, that's a busy, successful January you've got there.
Yeah.
That's what you should do.
Definitely. That makes the best use of the holidays that are upcoming and of your audience. But that's the thing. You can't just go online, post a picture of your product and that's it. You still have to build up your hype like we talk about all the time with every single collection. And we talk about it for your launch and everything like that. You've always got to build up your hype. So you can't just put a post up and that's it.
Absolutely right. You can't. That's true, and that's something we do see, isn't it, from our HFA members, and we see online.
Yeah, it kind of disappoints us a little bit, doesn't it?
It does, because they're wondering why they're not getting sales. They've got this fantastic deal, they're not getting any sales. It's because you've just put a post up telling people straight away. You have to build up that hype, get people excited for it, get them looking forward to it, get them guessing what the fragrances are on the week up before. You can create all these different social media contents and emails around it.
Share
It really
behind
works.
the scenes of you making the products, but not showing exactly what you're doing. Just little snippets, like 1 second clips all pieced together and say, something's coming. What do you think it is?
To be honest with you, January could be absolutely sorted here. If you did your January sale at the beginning, you did a post-holiday self-care kit in the middle, towards the end you launched your Valentine's, and then on the weeks before those, you're advertising each one of those. That is your January sales in terms of your revenue sorted out, all of your campaigns sorted out. It's all of your email marketing sorted out. It's all of your social media posts sorted out. Get all of that done before you finish at Christmas.
Yeah.
And then when you come back, you haven't got to worry. January is going to look after itself. And then you're thinking about February.
That's the best way to be, isn't it? To be as far ahead as you possibly can do.
So there you go. There's three really, really good things there. They're the three main things that I would focus on. But there's more.
More?
As well as this, what you can do is you could do a re-engagement email campaign. And what this is if you're using Klaviyo, MailChimp, or whoever you're using, you can, and if they're hooked up with Shopify, you can create email segments of people that maybe have ordered not once, maybe 2, 3, 4 times from you, whatever the number is, but haven't ordered. This is the key thing, but they haven't ordered for 3 months or 6 months. That pool of customers create an email campaign or a sequence which encourages them to come back and buy again. Do this in January.
But how would you do that? What would you use to convince them to come back?
I would offer them a free gift.
Yep.
So I would say, hi, Rachel, we see that you've placed 4 orders previously. You haven't placed an order for 3 months or for however long, for quite a while, whatever you want to say there. If you come back and place an order today, we'll give you this free gift. and this free gift will be a wax melt, a candle, or something anyway.
Yeah,
You know,
something that's going to be valuable enough to
yeah.
them.
Don't just give them a discount because that's really
And
easy.
it's
It's
boring.
boring. Everyone does it, and it's not convincing enough because everyone does it. Don't just say we'll give you 10%, 20% off. Give them a free gift, something tangible. So they'll come back to your website and they'll buy. They might even only spend £5, £10 and they'll get this free gift. That's fine because they're trying your products again. They'll fall back in love with those products. And then once they've ordered from that, they are then in your retention campaigns as well.
Yeah.
So therefore, they're automatically going to be marketed to, assuming you've set up your retention campaigns, of course,
You
which you should be
definitely need to
doing.
do that.
So that's a really easy thing you can do there. Again, this is something that most people forget about, but make them hyper personalized. So you say their name. You can pull in what they've ordered previously using Klaviyo. You can pull in the number of orders they've placed. If you're linked up with a rewards point scheme such as Smile.io, then you can pull in how many reward points they've got as well.
Yeah,
So
remind them of that.
So you can remind them that you've still got 300 reward points. That's worth however much it's worth. Come back and spend. Stuff like that. Really think about how you can do that. I think that's a fantastic way of doing it, actually. That's actually something we didn't do enough of.
Yeah, I agree. We did a few like win back campaigns, didn't we? But we definitely could have done more.
Yeah.
And we did. I remember I mentioned before that we did some win back emails where they were to customers that hadn't placed an order in however long, but they were sent from me and they had my email address on them so that they could reply with like their reasons why, and then I could identify any potential issues or anything like that. And there was some of them where somebody said, "Oh, I just want to get this product, but it was out of stock." I was like, "Oh, this is back in stock, no problem. Here you go, I'll help you."
Yeah, and that
kind
works.
of thing. And it did work because you got that personal connection with your customers that way as well.
Yeah, that's it. That really does work well. Good. So that's your re-engagement campaigns. I mean, that's something you should probably, not just in January, but you should do that every quarter anyway. I've got two other ideas as well. One is a retargeting campaign, which this is using Facebook ads, and this isn't cold prospecting. This is retargeting. And what you do is you set it up so you're retargeting an audience that viewed your website, viewed your products, engaged with your social media account, but didn't place any orders with you in Q4.
Okay.
So in October, November, December, they didn't place any orders with you for whatever reason, but they were spying on you. They were creeping and they were looking around and they were
dipping their toe in, thinking about it.
That's it. So now create a retargeting campaign using Facebook ads and encourage those people to come back. This could be using a free gift. This could be whatever you want to do, or maybe you have a no-brainer offer, which is buy one get one free, whatever it is. But create a retargeting campaign on those. Retargeting campaigns, if done right, will have a very good return on ad spend, typically, and they work.
You got to think the person has already looked at your brand and your website and all of your social media enough that they're interested. It could be that they got distracted, like the phone rang or their kid walked in or something and they needed to deal with something right then.
Yeah, and also in Q4, people are busy buying gifts for Christmas or buying their Christmas lunch ingredients and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So their money's spent elsewhere, focused elsewhere, but they're really interested in your products. It's January now. They got paid at the end of December. They've paid all for Christmas. So now they might have some money to spend with you.
And to treat themselves at this point, if they've got through all the Christmas and everything and survived all of the in-laws and everything like that, they might need a bit of a pick-me-up.
Well, I think you've hit it there. Actually, that could be the campaign, which is now it's you've spent out over Christmas. You've treated everyone else over Christmas. Now treat yourself.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. That is a campaign. So you could do that.
Look at that. More than just golden nuggets. Here's some marketing campaigns for you guys.
Damn right. And then you've got the next one, and this is one that people won't do because it takes a lot of time and effort, but they don't really see the benefits. And that is collaborating with other brands.
Oh, that's very good.
This can be even local coffee shops, which we did. It can be well-being brands. It can be products that are completely unrelated to home fragrance, but their audience is the same audience as what you want to target.
Yeah.
That would work well. And what you do is you contact these people and you ask to do a giveaway, a joint giveaway. You promote them via email and via social media. They do the same for you,
Mm-hmm.
and you can collaborate that way. You can do what's that on Instagram? You can add another brand as a
Yeah,
collaborator.
invite as a collaborator.
That's right. So the one post goes on both of your
Mm-hmm.
accounts, and it's a competition. Like blah blah blah. You have to like both pages, all this kind of stuff, to
Yeah.
win a prize, and that prize is something from you, something from them, and it encourages more engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of things work. They work in terms of building an audience, but of course you have to think: are these people only interested in free stuff and entering the competition? So you have to
Yeah, you
bear
do
that in
have
mind.
that risk slightly sometimes with giveaways, of course. But if you did a collaboration where you're working together and you create a new product or a gift box or something, then the chances are the majority of the customers that are going to buy that product are going to at least like one of the two brands anyway. So
Yeah,
then you've got the cross promotion.
yeah, that's it. And it doesn't have to be big.
No.
We did it with our local coffee shop here in our
Mm-hmm.
village. We put a few wax melts in a box. They put a cafetiere and some
And
coffee in the
some
box, I think,
and some
biscuits,
cookies.
cookies,
Yeah.
and we created a nice little coffee lovers gift set.
Yeah.
They promoted it in their shop and on socials. We sold it through our website.
Mm-hmm.
We both benefited, and obviously
Yeah.
we promoted it as well. So our local customers know that shop.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And we picked up local customers from the cafe as well. They didn't know we were there.
and another thing we did with the coffee shop as well was we hosted a completely free, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
A wax melt making class.
Yeah,
And it was you hosted it, didn't you?
I
And
did.
there was a room full of people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first time you did something like that, wasn't it?
It was strange. I was saying to them that I used to teach, obviously, didn't I? So I'd stand up in front of the room full of all the children and teach them stuff, and it wouldn't make a difference. And I'd run an assembly or something like that, no problem. But it felt different because I was doing it to adults and people that were really interested
Yeah.
in doing it, and they'd actually, had paid for tickets, but they were all donated to charity.
Yeah.
So they'd paid for the privilege to come and stand and listen to me explain how to do this, and it
Yeah.
felt very. So I was fine when I got into it, no problem at all.
But what that does is, if you did it as a collaboration, the coffee shop will give you the space for free.
Yep.
But when people turn up, they will buy a tea and a cake or something like
Yeah,
this.
everybody came up with their coffees
That's
and
right.
their cakes and
And
stuff.
then they go to the room, you give them a class. At the end of that class, they know they've had some fun making a wax melt for themselves or a candle.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get a voucher to come and spend on our website.
Yeah. And then you can track it then as well, can't you? You can have a special discount code that they use so you can track and find out how valuable that was.
Yeah. And that worked really well, didn't it?
It did work really well. It was really good to make more local connections.
Yeah.
So there was a couple that then came in and shopped
They
with
did.
us in store.
They did, I
And they
remember.
remembered us.
Loads of room sprays they bought, didn't
They
they?
did, yeah.
So there you go. I mean, that's something you can do. But I know a lot of people won't do that because that's not as easy as just sending an email campaign. That's
No.
actually getting out there. But that has multiple benefits because you're also building relationships with other businesses locally
Yeah.
and other businesses that you could collaborate with in the future, which is really important.
But you've given out a couple of options of ways, so you can do it face to face, but you could also do it where you just send products and you can do giveaways. So you've given a few different options there as well. So
Yep.
everybody will be able to collaborate in one way or another.
There you go. So there you have it. They are some ideas on what you can do in Q1 to help get some sales in and actually hit the ground running in the new year.
And avoid that slump.
Avoid that slump and see if you can start the year better than what you started the previous year. Because I promise you, when that happens, you feel so buoyant straight away.
Yeah.
If you've had a better January than what you had the previous January, that is such a good feeling. We've
It
had it
is.
both ways. We've had it where we've dipped, and we've also had it numerous times where we improved. And it really gets you motivated for the rest of the year.
It does, because you're starting off on a high and it releases all the endorphins, doesn't it? And you're so positive.
And another thing which will really make sure you have a lovely Christmas break is by getting all of this planned in before Christmas.
Yeah.
Get it done. You haven't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
Straight after Christmas, know you're going to hit the ground running.
Have all of your products made, have all your photography done, schedule all of your social media posts and all of your emails so it is done, and you can sit down with a pint or a bottle of rum or whatever it is you have in your Christmas pyjamas and relax.
That's absolutely right.
Not like that's what I want to do at all.
Yeah, right. It doesn't have to be bloody Christmas for you to do that.
I'll take the rum and the pyjamas.
So yeah, there you go. So you got your post Christmas self-care kit, whatever it is. your Valentine's Day, your January sale, do a re-engagement campaign for previous customers, collaborate with other brands, and do a retargeting campaign for people that didn't buy in Q4. If you did all those things, you will have a fantastic start to the year.
Yep.
I'm sure of it.
And like you said, that includes all of your emails and social media posts as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you don't have to sit there and think about what to post.
Yeah. That was shorter than normal podcast, but that was value packed, wasn't it?
That was value packed, actually.
If you want to learn more about this, then head over to homefragrance.academy. This is our platform where you can become a member and you get access to all of our courses. You get access to resources, email support from us, a community, live coaching, all this kind of stuff, lots of stuff. But ultimately, we are there to be a resource and a support to you to help you grow your business. It's a passion of ours. We love doing it. Come and join 200 odd members that we've got already. We would love to have you there.
We certainly would. So thank you everybody for joining us this week, and we will speak to you soon.
See ya.